estate.org, coming to you live from the beautiful island of Maui, Hawaii. I gotta turn the camera around real quick because we don't want to miss the glory, but we're gonna get busy here in a moment talking about like beef. I never said that I was a local. I never said that I know anything about how to speak pidgin. But what I do know a little bit about is living here full-time for the last 12 years, what it's like to be a stranger in a strange land. So I'm here to share with you a little bit of what I've come to learn, because who knows, maybe someday you'll make your hale, your home on Maui, and you might need a little insider information on how things work on the beautiful island of Maui, because it's different. It is a different place. Matter of fact, one of the first videos I ever made that went viral on YouTube was what nobody will tell you about, the top 10 things nobody will tell you about living in Hawaii. Still a very valid video in my opinion to this day, because I really thought about it hard. Thought to myself, what is it I wish I would, as the sun was getting ready to peek behind the beautiful island of Molokai. And I'm here in the beautiful neighborhood known as Mahana Estates. And one of the reasons I'm here is I'm getting ready to list a property in this neighborhood. This is one of the nicest neighborhoods. It's just south of Plantation Estates. And if it's not in Do Not Disturb, I get disturbed. Is it just me, or does your iPhone disturb you on a regular basis? I know it does me. It disturbs me all day long. But what do you guys think about that beautiful Hawaiian sunset, huh? So there's a couple things I wanted to talk about in this live that I thought you might find interesting. Number one is, what does the pidgin term mean, like beef? For you locals out there, I know you know what I'm talking about. And maybe you'll correct me because I'll get it wrong. I don't understand all the pidgin, nuances. But to my understanding of like beef, they're not asking you if you like beef. Of course, everyone loves beef, right? At least you should. They're saying like, hey, you want to fight? Hey, you like beef? You want to brawl? You want to fight? Like you did something, and now they're like, hey, you like beef? The other one is like, what? Owe you money? So someone's staring at you in the park. You look over at them. You're like, what? I owe you money. It's another one. But like beef. So why did I name the video this? Well, two reasons. Number one, I feel like there's somebody out there that's messing with Maui right now. And Maui is saying back, like beef? Like you want to fight? That's kind of what I'm sensing. It's like they're picking on this little island in ways that don't make any sense whatsoever. And all I can think of is the people of Maui are responding with like beef? Like you want to fight? You want to mess with our island? And that goes for people that live here full-time, part-time, half-time, locals, non-locals, rich haoles, second homeowners, the whole nine yards, everybody. Like what is going on? Like beef? All right. Just real quick, I want to show you around this neighborhood. It's beautiful, right? New homes going up everywhere. And that's okay, right? There's people that can afford these types of places and they're building them. It's all good. Matter of fact, the piece of land I'm getting ready to list in here costs more than the average home on Maui. Maybe even by double just for the piece of land. And that's okay, Everybody fits in their different realm of what they can afford. And that's okay. That's America, right? Everyone gets their own piece of the pie, so to speak, and that's okay. And I have pushed the weird button on my phone again, so I apologize. All right, I guess it's just going to be this way. So this is Mahana Estates, just to the south of Plantation Estates, and I'm going to list about 1.5 acres here shortly, just as can't say much more about it without violating MLS rules. But as you can see, if you're familiar with this neighborhood, it kind of sold out right after COVID, and there's just a plethora of new builds happening right now. There's some spec homes in here that are astronomically priced at the moment. best of luck if you're going to get that kind of a price. But it sits right here on a ridge, of course it's called Mahana Ridge, so believe it or not, it drops off sharply over here to the north, and it drops off sharply over there to the south. And what I'm looking at right there, when I'm zooming up on those trees, you see all those trees right there? That's the old village course that is to the south. The old village golf course, which is now full of all kinds of wonderful mountain bike and hiking trails. So from this neighborhood, you can actually hike right over to, there's a little cut down you can take to get over to all the trails and hiking trails over there. But that is the old village course right there. That's where I mountain bike basically every single afternoon, because it's just a beautiful treasure in my opinion. But okay, hang on a sec. I think what I'm going to do, wait, all right, okay. So just in case you're curious, or you're probably not, but if you are, here I am riding around on a little one wheel. That's my little guy, and we're talking about like beef. So in case you missed the news, and I'm just going to recap real quickly, in case you missed the news, announcement was made by Mayor Bisson that they're going to try to outlaw apartment-zoned vacation condos. So I made a live about that a couple nights ago. I put a link in the description for all the hotel-zoned condos that are still untouched or unfazed by this news. But ultimately, it's one of the craziest propositions I've ever heard in my entire life. It's going to cut the tax base by 40%. That's just taxes, not to mention all the people, all the revenue, all the tourism that could get cut by that. And then you have, and by the way, the inside scoop on that has been that there was some threats made to Maui County government officials if they didn't do it. And I'm not going to get any deeper than that, but I would say just be patient. They're probably reacting to what they need to react to, but I don't think there's any chance that this thing will ever pass. It's not law at the moment. It's something that's going to go before the council. There'll be a public meeting in June that you can attend in person or via Zoom, and I encourage everyone to do that. Make your voices heard, let them hear from you. But ultimately, I think there's some factors that we don't even know about what caused this announcement to be made. I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. But my thought process on this whole thing is someone seems to be consistently picking a fight with Maui. I don't know who, I don't know why. But the pidgin term for that is the response if someone is insulting you, if someone's attacking you, you say, what, like beef? That means you want to fight. Now, I know I didn't say it in the right pidgin way, but I am a haole from the mainland. Thanks for letting me hang out here on Maui for a few years. I appreciate it. Much aloha to you for allowing that to happen. It is okay. It is one of the states of the United States. It's all right. You Hawaiians didn't get back yet. I mean, maybe you will. If you do, great. More power to you. But in the meantime, U.S. soil, U.S. taxes, federal government, the military, Pearl Harbor. Love you, veterans. Thank you for your sacrifice. And by the way, on that note, ooh, I thought I heard a pig. There's lots of pigs in this area. So if you like to boar hunt, you can come up here. Just kidding, you can't come up here. But they do have full-time security here at Mahana Estates. And the guy came up to me, he's like, oh, brah, you like one boar hunter? I'm like, no, dude, no. I'm listing a piece of property. Do I look like a boar hunter? No. But I do love beef. So one of the things I did about, I don't know, almost a year ago is I decided to try this whole thing called carnivore. What is that? Just eat beef, right? And I thought it was crazy, but my handyman, Ed Cheney, love you, Ed, thank you so much for sharing this. Every time he come to my house to help or hang out or whatever, he'd be like, Eric, man, I feel so good. I just been carnivore, all my aches and pains, and I've lost all this weight. And I'm like, shut up, Ed, come on, really? I like rice, I like potatoes, I like ice cream, I like sugar. And he just kept hammering it into my brain that I got to try this carnivore thing, so I did. So I've been carnivore now for about a year. I still eat a few blueberries, couple yams now and then, eggs, butter, and bacon. It's a wonderful diet. So if you're thinking or needing to change your world, I would highly encourage you try this because it will work. There's no question. Carbs are bad, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't true. But the other thing is if you're looking for a good source of beef, I found one recently. So I'm going to put a link in the description. It's a company. Matter of fact, I think you almost have to get referred to it. You can only do like one order, so it's like a limited supply. They've never injected any, I can't probably say it on YouTube, but the virus, the antibiotic starts with an M and ends with an A, never been injected, never, ever, ever any antibiotics. And also, it's a pure Black Angus, because they are mixing Black Angus with the dairy cows and still calling it Black Angus. And then the other thing is that there's never been any hormones in this meat. So I just started getting this about a month ago. As a matter of fact, Ed Cheney told me that they started delivering it to Maui right after the fire. And it is divine. It is the absolute best beef I've ever had in my life. As a matter of fact, the ground beef, when I eat it, when I make a burger, it's weird. It actually reminds me of the way a hamburger tasted back in the 70s when I was like a kid. It's weird. Anyway, I want to share that with you. Because if you haven't tried the carnivore, you don't have to be carnivore, obviously. You can just start small. Start with like 2 pounds a day. I'm just kidding. But it is a fantastic resource. And I have literally tried, I think, every beef service out there and have been just not satisfied. So what I do now, because it's a limited supply, so when I make steaks for the kids, I like feed them the Costco stuff, and then I eat this other stuff. So anyway, beef. I love beef, and who's ever picking on Maui, please stop. All right, enough about the beef diatribe. It's good stuff, man. The beef monologue. All right, we're gonna go for one more quick little tour. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, back on the one wheel. See what this sunset's gonna do. And in the comments section, I'd love to hear what your theory is on who's picking on Maui. What's going on? Who is picking on this island? What's the big deal? Why have they put it in their crosshairs? Yes, there's still people living in the hotels. I'm helping a gentleman right now get placed into a home. I talked to somebody else, said that there's like 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 FEMA homes that are completely empty that they're paying for every month that no one is occupying. It's like, are you kidding me? That's crazy. So as usual, it's an S show. Try not to curse on the channel, but anything to do with the government tends to be a bit of an S show. But real quick, we're just gonna walk out here real quick. We're gonna skip through the tulips. Now this is actually a home that's being built by my favorite builder on the planet, Colin, and it's also a client of mine. So I know it's okay if I walk on this property, so I'm not trespassing. But Colin is building this home, it's almost done. But I just wanna give you guys a sense. I'm gonna list a piece of land here in a few days. And if you were to build something up here, then you have the opportunity to have these types of views. And the other thing is, this was built by Nan, by the way, was the developer. It took him 10 years to get this place entitled and shovel ready. And what they did is they did like theater style seating, right? So every lot kind of tiers down and tiers down. So you'll see that even though there's a home right below this home, the view corridor is not that badly impacted. So they did a wonderful job, I believe, in this neighborhood, Mahana Estates, if you're just now tuning in, of basically creating the ultimate ocean view home by maximizing every single lot. And in case you don't know where I'm located, just here to the north is the plantation course, Kapalua Plantation. And just to the south is the old village course. So from here you can actually walk over to the old village course and all of the mountain bike and hiking trails that are right over here. And then there's another trail that you can take that would take you right down to DT Fleming's. And you can kind of see it right now. I'll zoom in on it. But this is Dragon's Teeth. Can you kind of see that point right there just to the left of that roof line? That is Dragon's Teeth Point. So you can actually walk down to DT Fleming's on a single track trail or ride your mountain bike from this neighborhood. I'm gonna say it would take maybe 10 minutes to get down there. So beautiful access, and of course you have, I don't know if it'd be year-round sunsets, but definitely a part of the year, the sun is gonna be setting right here in this little corridor right there. And that of course is the southern tip of the island of Molokai. And it's okay, you can just say Molokai. It doesn't have to be the kai. I learned that recently from a local. You can say lanai, or you can say lanai. You can say Molokai, or you can say Molokai. You can say Oahu, Oahu. And you kind of out if someone's been here for a little while, if they just landed, right? They'll say Kapalua. It's not Kapalua, it's Kapalua. Just think of like a cop getting ready to arrest you. Kapalua. It's not Kapalua. It's not, this one gets me good, man. what do they say? Lahina. It's not lahina, it's lahaina. All right. We're going to continue the lesson here, people. It's not kanapali or kanapali. It's ka'anapali. Say it like you're at a luau. Welcome to a ka'anapali. Aloha. But it's not kanapali or kanapali. That's my favorite one. Kanapali. Kanapali. The best thing to do really is just watch the news. I know it's fake and they're lying, but they will teach you how to pronounce Hawaiian names correctly. It's one of the best ways to learn. Local news, obviously. Get a little Gaihagi, a little KHON or whatever the heck it is. It's been so long since I watched the news, I don't even bother anymore. But that is how I learned how to pronounce a lot of things here. And don't ever try to figure out the lower Hono'opi'ilani road, okay? Just say the lower road, right? That's it, the lower road, but it is Hono'opi'ilani. Anyway. All right, guys. I think I've had enough. What else? Hang on a second. Is there another one? Oh, yeah. It's not Hannah. It's Hana. Hannah. It's not Pa'ia. It's Pa'ia. It's not Io Valley. It's Eo Valley. So the I is an E. Once you figure out that the I is an E, it's done. It's easy, right? Hey, look, boss. The plane. The plane. That is probably a flight, I would bet you, from Ka'ului to Molokai or Oahu, but I guarantee you that's a little puddle jumper. But doesn't it remind you of Fantasy Island? The plane! Look, boss, the plane! See, that's why I moved here, man. I just watched too much Gilligan's Island and Fantasy Island when I was a kid, and too much Love Boat. I just wanted to be on vacation on an island, and that's where I'm at. Like it or not, I'm stuck. I can't get off, nor would I want to. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Like beef? I love beef. I'll put a link in the description for that secret label. By the way, if you're on the mainland, they ship for free. If you're on Maui, I think it's $10 or $12 shipping. Comes like the next day or the day after, frozen solid. They have a ranch on Kauai, and they have multiple ranches around the country. So by referral only, right? So don't be spreading this around. You can only order one pack. So keep this between you and me. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And by the way, if you're in the market for a piece of land on Maui, I've got another listing coming up in Hana. It'll be the only vacant land listing in Hana that's affordable. That's coming up. I think it's gonna be 2 acres. And then also, if you're interested in a place here in Mahana Estates, 1.5 acres coming on the market very, very soon. And if you're interested in an apartment zone condo, I'm just kidding. I think all the condos I have are hotel zone, except for I do have the lowest price, 2-bedroom, 1-bath vacation rental. Check that one out. I've got a link tree, by the way. I'll put it in the link. I'll put that in the description as well. Linktree's got everything. I like to keep it super quick, super easy. You can accomplish everything in life with a link, right? Or a text message. Isn't that beautiful? Well, thank you for letting me share my evening. I appreciate it. Who's ever picking on Maui, you better back off. It's not going to work. The election's coming. We will boot all of you people that don't have a brain. I promise you. It's going to happen. You watch. You watch. It's going to happen. Okay, where's the button? Maui Dan. All right, love you guys. Till next time. Eric West, out. Dink.